Hey everyone, welcome back. This is a new setup, guys. You'll have to let me know how you like it. I purchased a new tripod for overhead filming. And I think I'm really going to like this, and I think you will too. You could see much better. So this project, we are going to upcycle a book. I got this book from Dollar Tree last year to do a project with, and I never got around to it. So today is the day. I also ordered these fake eyes off of Amazon, I believe. And we're going to be using some air dry clay. So far, that's what I've got. So what I want to do is I want to roll out my clay because I want to cover my book with it. So what I'm going to do is look at this surface. What a disaster. I'm going to try and roll it out on some wax paper. I'm sure it's going to stick, but I'm going to try and put it in between two sheets of wax paper and see what happens. Then I'll be able to, I think, lift it off easier. We'll see what happens. I should have just used my pasta machine that I used for my polymer clay. But I didn't feel like digging it out, and I have to hook it up to the side of my table so it doesn't move around. So, and you know, this doesn't have to be perfect either, what I'm doing here, because we're going to end up you don't want it real thick, but you don't want it real thin either. So, all right. What I'm going to do is I have this plastic mold that guys, I cannot tell you where I got this. Oh, it's actually Macon's clay molds. I will find this and put it in the description box. But, yeah, so I'm going to use this to make an impression on here. And I'm just going to roll over it with my, not actually roll over it. I'm just going to press into it to kind of get, like, an impression. Okay. A little bit down here. Okay. So now I'm going to add some glue onto my book. And for that, I'm using, let me show you, because Tight Bond, quick and thick, woohoo! Oh, all right, let's see what we can do here. Okay, I'm going to grab a paintbrush and paint this on. That was my light that was above my head. So I've never made a book quite like this one. So we're both going to be learning at the same time, which is kind of fun. It's kind of fun for you, but not for me. Because you just don't know what's going to happen, you know? So, all right. I'm going to lay this on here. And I'm actually going to I'm going to fold it over the edge, but I will cut off the excess so that it's not on top of my pages, so to speak. And I am also going to, I'm going to put my eye on here, kind of like here. And I'm going to glue it there. And then I'm going to add some, whoops, let's open up the glue. That would help. And then I'm going to add some clay around it. So I don't care if it oozes out around the edges, because that will be to my benefit. Okay. Wipe off my hand. All right, and then I'm going to take some bits of clay, and I'm just going to I'm going to add it around the eye. I'm trying to hold it in place because it's like sliding. Actually, I can take this piece here, the pieces that I'm taking off of the edges. Didn't want to cut. Here we go. All right. Close up my clay. I'm going to spray a little bit of water on here, and I am going to kind of blend it down into the rest of the book. And like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. I just don't want it to go anywhere. And then what I'm going to end up doing is going over it with the stamp again. Trying to make sure I'm going in the same direction as the rest of the lines. All right, so now let me open this. Okay, cut off that piece. And then these have to come off. All right. Okay, now I just have to add some glue to the side of the book here. There we go. And of course, one of the cats is in the litter box like they usually are when I'm filming. Now, I do want to add some more clay on here, I think. I'm not quite sure yet. Not quite sure if I want to add more clay to fill this in or leave it like that. Okay, guys, so as you can see, I decided to add a bit more clay to the cover of the book. Now what I'm going to do is I have this mold. I got this mold from Temu, and I am going to mold some bones to add to my cover. So let me put this aside for a second. Now, most molds you have to, you definitely have to put cornstarch in them to help your clay to release easier. But these molds, I don't seem to have a problem with. So I'm gonna just start adding some clay in here and watch it make a liar out of me. We'll see what happens here. Just want to fill it and make sure that it's down in there and your edges are clean. And you can take, I have a blade from my polymer clay, and I just kind of go down and take off the excess and add in where I feel like it needs it. All right, let's pop this one out and see how it looks. Uh-oh, that one broke, which does happen. So I'll just mold another one. Or I could embrace it. I'm just going to leave it like it is. All right, let me do the smaller one here. My clay has dried out a little bit, so I can add a little bit of water to it, which I did. But I actually could use a little bit more. But let me just get this in here. Sometimes I'll go over it with my brayer, and then I'll take my blade and slice off the excess. Turn it this way and go the opposite way. Like that. All right, let's take that one out. That one came out perfect. All right. So let's start with these two and figure out where on here I want to put them. I'm thinking I'm going to do, I think I'll do one like this. And then I'm going to do another. There's a couple small ones on here. All right. We'll see how it looks. And this is, you know, you have to play around to figure out what you're going to like best. And that's just part of crafting. Not everything is going to come out, you know, the way you may have it planned in your head. If you have been a crafter for any amount of time, you know that. So, oops. Got to add a little more in there. Took too much out when I was cutting. Just kind of roll the mold, roll out your pieces. Not bad. All right, this guy, his eyes came apart a little bit, but this is supposed to look old, so This is going to go right here. Looks pretty cool, I think. Does it go like this? Pretty cool, pretty cool. I do kind of like it. I don't know. I can't decide if I like it or not. Maybe I need to put it this way. All right, guys, so what I ended up doing is just casting some more bones. And I'm just gonna, I have to glue them down. I haven't glued them yet, but I wanted to get them laid out how I liked them. And now I will do the gluing. All right, and this is the last one. Oh, it's breaking. It's very fragile. So all right. All right. Now, what do I want to do next? I have no idea, guys. Do you have any ideas? Huh. I would love to do stitches somehow on here or something. I don't know. Let me think about it and come back. All right, so what I did, guys, is I just took my X-Acto knife and I just made a line with it in the clay, and then, of course, did my stitches. You can make them straight across, or you can maybe like slant them a little bit like I did. So I just did it in a couple different spots. And I think that's going to do it for the cover. Now, I have to wait for all of this to dry before I can work on the back part of the book, because I don't want to risk smashing any of the stuff on the front by turning the book over to work on it. So we will come back to this project once everything is completely dry. All right, guys, I have put my clay on the back of the book. Now, this is what happens. I don't know why, but the book doesn't want to stay closed, but that's okay. It looks cool, and it's going to sit on a coffee table, and I love it. I absolutely love it. So what I'm going to do now is I believe I am going to just put some Fusion's aging wax on the whole book. Hopefully I have enough. I have to get some more of this stuff because it's awesome. And we'll see how it looks. I'm just going to use this like fluffy brush. But Let me just see so far how this looks. Oh, it looks so cool. Oh, yes. I love it. Just have to be careful when I'm wiping off the excess, but yeah. And if I want to take more off, all I have to do is use a baby wipe. All right, guys, let me zoom in just a little bit. So this is what the book looks like with the aging wax. And I love it. And I actually put it like on the pages and like on the inside a little bit of the book. So now I want to do my stitches with some red paint. And I have a very small brush that I use for that. It's really, wait a minute, where am I? Hello, there we are. It's very small. And I'm just using, I have a little bit of Fusion's Fort York red paint left. So that's what I'm going to be using. And I'm just going to very lightly, I'm going to try to get it inside. And then paint all of the cross hatches. I guess that's what you would call them. I actually have a smaller brush than this, which would have been better, but it's dirty at the moment, so this will be fine. Just trying to just dip the tip in the paint. And I'm trying to decide, I don't really like the color of the eye because it's not flesh colored. It's like a tan color. Trying to decide if I want to paint it. I think it would look better if it was more of a flesh color. But all right, guys, I decided to leave the eye as it is. Although I would like to try to match up the color of the eye with this aging wax color. I don't know. I did put some of the aging wax on here, but it only kind of stuck in the grooves. So I don't know. I think I'm just going to leave well enough alone. But I would like to put a little bit of gold detailing on here with my Rub and Buff gold leaf. Or do I want to use, I think I'll use the antique gold. And I'm just going to like lightly go over like the bones and the skeleton with my finger. I'm just going to put a little bit on my finger and lightly go over the raised areas. Just to add a little bit of extra detail. Unless I should happen to think of anything else that I want to put on here. But I think it looks pretty good. The only other thing I was thinking was to put something on the binding, like spells or something like that. So I think maybe I will do that with some black ink. And I think I will use my IOD stencils. Or not stencils, stamps. Right. So I have this plastic piece. I forgot what they call it. It's from IOD. You can stick your stamps on here, and it has a grid, which makes it very helpful to making sure they're straight. So I am using the stamps from the Apothecary Labels set. And these are the stamps. So I'm going to spell out spells. And of course, I have to do it backwards. So we're going to do S, P, E, these. Bring my book over. And I think it goes this way. And then I am going to have to press down kind of hard because this is an uneven surface, and I just want to make sure that it... Okay, so there's the SPEL. So now I just have to take my S and move it over here, and then put my L here. Make sure it's straight, and then ink that up and place it here. There we go. Perfect. There it is. All right, guys. This next project is going to be Halloween inspired. I bought a set of 3 of these wood trays. They're graduated in sizes. I thrifted them at my local Goodwill, and I'm using the smallest one out of the 3. So I have this awesome decoupage paper. I will leave a link where I purchased it in the description. I think it's Roy Cycled, and it is one of the large, oh my gosh, I can't think of the name for it. It'll come to me. But anyways, there's several different images on one big, large paper. So it almost is exactly the right size. As you can see, I'm a little bit short right here. But I'm going to show you how we're going to fix that. So what I need to do, though, before I lay my decoupage paper down, is I need to paint the bottom of the tray like a cream color or a white, so that my decoupage paper really pops. If I leave it this color, it's gonna like kind of muddy my paper, so to speak, if that makes sense. So I am going to use Waverly chalk paint in the color Plaster. And I've already shaken it up. And I am just going to use, I don't know, this brush, I guess. And start painting. I'll worry about the edges after. Right now, I'm just going to try to... I kind of like the way that wood looks like that. If I wasn't putting decoupage paper, I would love that. But because I'm putting the decoupage paper on, I want to make sure that everything's covered. So it's going to take probably a couple coats. Okay, so I did one coat of the plaster, and I think one coat is plenty. So it's definitely going to be enough. So I'm just kind of fitting it in here. I want to make sure that I'm covering up the white. Of course, I obviously don't know how to cut straight, but all right, I think I could always touch that up, I guess. Just want to make sure that I have everything lined up even. I really want this corner lined up. So let me just tell you what I do is I lick my finger and slide over my paper that way. And I keep touching the camera, so my apologies. Let me zoom out a little bit so you all can see what I'm doing here. All right, guys, so I am using DIY's Liquid Patina. This is my favorite decoupage medium. So what I'm going to do is I am going to do a starter strip. So I'm going to go all along. I'm just going to do a section at a time. Once you do your starter strip, your paper will be stuck down and it's not going to move on you. And then you just move on down your project, doing one section at a time. And I'm also going to spray my paper. And then with what's left on my brush, I'm just going to kind of go over it, trying to avoid wrinkles. And of course, this wood has a lot of texture to it, so you're going to see that through the paper as well. But I kind of like that. Uh-oh, we got a little wrinkle there, but it's all right. And here we go. We're going to move our way down. This is not a real big area to work on, so I'm just, once I did my starter strip on the other end, I'm just going to do this whole area. All right, so I am going to let this dry, and then we will come back and see what else we could do to jazz up this project. Sorry about that, guys. All right, guys, so while I'm waiting for that to finish drying, what I'm going to do to remedy the shortness of the paper is I am going to put a border along the top and the bottom. And I'm going to use this mold. I got this on Temu. And I'm going to be using this right here. This one right here. I really like this one. So I am going to grab some clay. And I'm going to just roll it in like the shape of a snake. And start pressing it into my mold. Get some more here. I'm probably going to have to make about 6 of these. To fit the entire length. Okay, now I'm going to take my... Come on now, what are you doing? Get in there. These molds, I'll tell you, from Temu, you really don't even need to use cornstarch in them because they really, I don't have really problems with the, as you could see, with the clay sticking in them, which is nice. All right. Just gonna roll it out. There's one. Whoops. Let's work on a second one here. So I'm going to mold the rest of the pieces that I need. And when I have them all molded, we'll come back. All right, I have all of my castings, as you can see. But before I touch anything, I'm going to wash my hands because this will get all over your project. So make sure when you're done with all of your molds, you wash your hands. All right, guys, so next what we're going to do is we're going to glue our castings down, and for that I am using Titebond Quick and Thick. And I'm just going to grab one of my border pieces, and I'm going to put some glue. I'm going to spread it out with my paintbrush. And then I'm going to lay it down up here. And of course, I will grab a, whoops, I just put my nail mark in there. I will grab a wipe to clean this glue off that I just got all over everything. All right, let's move on to my next one. So I'm only going to need like part of this, so let's measure. So that will go like that. And then this I will cut right there. Okay. It's not going to be perfect, guys, but oh my gosh, I can't pick it up. I have no nails. And this will add a nice touch and cover up the fact that we were short on our decoupage paper. And these are nice molds because they are made to interlock with the next piece. All right, there's the top one, and then I will work on the bottom one, and then we'll come back. All right, so as you could see here the separation where we attach the two pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to squirt some water on my finger, and I am just going to try and blend it as best as I can without distorting the shape. It's not easy, and I'm also going to do it up here, right there. There's Binksy. Hi, Binksy. Well, you know what? It's not going to be perfect, but at least it's not so so pronounced. And like I said, I don't want to smash it. So, all right. So normally, let me zoom this out. Normally, if I was putting these on, and I was going to do them a totally different color, I would paint these castings before I even glued them on. That way I don't risk getting paint all over my decoupage paper. But I'm actually going to leave them the clay color. I'm not going to paint them at all. And what I will do is when they dry, I will apply a clear wax to them. And then I will add a dark wax to bring out all the details. And Bink said, sounds good. Alrighty. Okay, guys, my molds have dried, and I did have some cracking. Unfortunately, I can fix that, but I mean, all you have to do is take some more air dry clay and just fill in the cracks and let it dry. But I'm going for an old, you know, an old look here, so I don't really care about the cracks. I do have to take my my X-Acto knife and trim off the excess paper. Hopefully it's not going to rip on me because it is dry, but it is ripping anyway. I don't know why that's happening. That's weird. Maybe because my knife is not the sharpest. I do have to put a new blade. Alright guys, so I want to show you how I'm going to repair what happened here. You know, that's why I say make sure your paper is totally dry when you cut off your edges. But, I mean, this was totally dry. It's been sitting here for over a day, and it's still ripped. So, I guess you just never know. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my glue stick and add some glue stick in these areas and take the scraps that I trimmed off and use those to repair those areas. So let me get my glue stick. So I'm actually going to just put some on my finger because it's kind of hard to get in there, and rub it in there, and then take my pieces of paper and stick those on like that. And I have another piece here that got twisted. Put that there. Okay. That piece I can take off. And then down here, I'm going to do the same thing. Let's see. I think if I use a small brush to put the glue in there, it'll be better. And then it's not all over my hands. There you go, Dee. Just got to be a little smarter than the glue. And then we'll stick this in there. There we go. And then this piece, I'll add some more glue. There. All right. And now I just have to fix this tiny little piece on this side. And let's see. I think I could probably, might be able to use, let's see. Here we go. We got a piece here that I could probably use. Got a couple pieces there. We'll see which one will fit. Okay. And then I'll rip off this last piece if I can get at it. I have fat fingers, guys. All right, there we go. So we've got that fixed. So the next thing that we're going to need to do is I'm going to take some clear wax, and I'm going to wax my castings here with the clear wax. Then I'm going to go over them with some dark wax or some aging wax. So I'm going to get my clear wax, and I'm going to use a paintbrush to put it on. Let me zoom out here. Let me get this. Let me find a brush. I think this should be all right. We'll try this brush. Just gonna apply it to my castings, because that way I can wipe back the dark wax much easier with the clear wax on first. It is a must to use your clear wax first. So, I mean, it's hard to get in all these little nooks and crannies, but that's where the dark wax will sit, and that's what I want. All right, so our clear wax is on, and now I'm going to grab my dark wax. Let me move that out of the way. And I will take this brush, and I will start adding my dark wax. And I will wax the whole thing and then start wiping it back. Yeah, I love the way that looks. Let's do this side now. Zoom in so you guys can see a little bit better what I'm doing. There's Binksy out there, letting himself be known. I know you guys can hear my clock ticking in the background. I love that clock. I was thinking of upcycling it, though, for Halloween because it's a black clock. But I'm not quite sure. Well, I should have sealed the tray with the clear wax, too, because now I have the dark wax going up the sides. But it'll be fine. Yeah, I love how that looks. Definitely gives it that age, for sure. I had a hard time. I could not get this paper off over here. I cannot get it off, so I might have to sand that off there. See that? It's up the side here, and I can't get it off, but I don't know. What do you guys think? I think this came out really cute. I'll give you a better view. I actually think that I am going to take some of this dark wax and go along the other two edges with it, because I kind of like it. I like the way that looks. Yeah, gives it that kind of an aged look. And I'm not even going to wipe that back. I'm just going to leave it. I like it. Actually, I could put some of the aging wax on there, but I'll just stick with the dark wax for now. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. All right. All right, guys, this final project, these are thrifted frames. The reason I say these is because there were 4 frames in this set. They're all exactly alike. Excuse me. The only difference is one of the frames has a chain hanger and the other 3 are missing those hangers, but they could still be hung from behind. You know, you just put a nail in the wall and hang it from here. Or you could take a black ribbon and tie it here and here and hang it like that. So I bought them anyway. And what I am going to do with all 4 of these, I'm only going to show you one, but hopefully these images fit. I bought these Halloween images from an Etsy shop. It was a digital download, and these would be amazing in these frames. So I'm hoping that they're going to fit. So let's take the frame apart, because I'm going to take out the glass and the backer board here, and then I can measure to see, because I'm going to, oh my gosh. Hello. I want to see if, let me turn it this way so you guys aren't blinded, if these are going to fit on here. Let me just cut one out real quick. Okay, yep, see, it's going to be a little bit too small. But actually, I could resize these. So that's probably what I'll do. Maybe I'll resize them. Guys, so I did go up size and resize. I did go up size. I did go upstairs and resize my pictures. And now I'm going to clean this glass with some shop towels, because I don't think I'm going to even need to paint this. Apparently they sprayed these frames black and got it all over the glass. I just want it to be cleaned enough so that my glue will stick. I am going to put these on with a glue stick. And I don't have to seal them because they are going to be, you know, hanging up on a wall or whatever. So, I wish I had a piece of glass to cover them, but I don't. So, there we go. All right. Actually, you know what? I'm going to just glue it on this side. And that way, if someone wants to use the mirror side, they can. So, that's what I'm going to do. All right. Now, these frames, this was the color that they used to be. Really, what I should do is take these outside and re-spray paint them. Which I will probably do after this video. But I mean, because I sell my projects, so I wouldn't want to sell it looking like this. So for the sake of the video, I'm just going to do it like this so you could see the finished product. But know that when I'm able to, because today it's raining, when I'm able to take these outside and spray paint them, I will do that. Make sure that I spray paint the entire project, not just the front. So with that being said, let's glue our very cool Halloween picture on here. I just want to make sure I have enough glue on here. Okay. And just want to make sure it's got to come down some, a little bit. And then up some. Ah, it's crooked. Hold on, guys. We'll get her. We'll get her on there. There we go. All right. And now I'll take my brayer and run over it to make sure that it's stuck down really well. Go in different directions. All right. Now I will put it back in here and put the backer board back on and close these up. I know you can't see me. I keep forgetting to move the project over. And look at this, guys. Let me zoom you out. Oh, look at this. Oh, I love it. I'm going to see if I can find... I would love to have a piece of glass for these. I could go to Dollar Tree and buy some 6x5 frames or whatever and put the glass in these. Oh my goodness. This is fabulous.